Hey folks, good evening to you. I'll give you, we start in about 2 minutes, but I just wanted to come on a little early just so that you could get in here with us. So while you're coming on, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up button as you're coming in. Thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to this particular YouTube channel, go ahead and subscribe to this YouTube channel. It helps us as we're moving along. It seems like over the last few days, you may have been getting some notifications from me as I've been uploading some other videos, that were private. So forgive me for that, all those ding notifications. But I'd also like to thank you for going and watching them. And tonight we're going to talk about riches, but in just a moment, we have one more minute before we're supposed to start. So again, as you're coming in, please subscribe, please subscribe, please subscribe, subscribe. Hit the notification button. Give me a thumbs up as you're coming in. Just go ahead. If you can't find the thumbs up button, text somebody in the chat and they will help you with it. It's an amazing day to be together, everyone. It's an amazing day to be together. And today, our subject's going to be riches. We're going to talk about becoming wealthy. And I have a provocative title today, that it's your right to be rich. And everyone may not understand the title, and maybe you have a little bit of a grievance with it, but just hang on, we'll be fine. You'll be fine as I explain to you what my title means, all right? What my title means, okay? So it's 8 o'clock, so let me just say it one more time. As you're coming in, please hit the thumbs up button. If you have not subscribed to this channel, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. This is not available. This is not available on Facebook or Instagram. And believe me, I know that there is a lot going on around us right now. But I just want you to concentrate. Just concentrate with me for a few minutes this evening, because this subject is very, very, very important. So let's jump into it. So right at the top of your notes, or the top of your thought process, these words: it's my right to be rich. It's my right to be rich. I want to go back and talk about a little story that many may not remember or may not even know of. Yesterday, for some of us who go to church, yesterday was Pentecost Sunday. Pentecost Sunday, which is the time that at the Advent when the presence of the Holy Spirit came and filled the temple, and everybody was filled or baptized with the Holy Ghost. And every Christian religion knows of that particular time, right? But yesterday was also very significant. Me and Dr. Glenn were talking about this morning. And actually, he reminded me, and I'm like, yeah, I knew it, but I just forgot about it. Yesterday was also the 99th anniversary of the burning down of Wall Street, Black Wall Street in Greenwood, Oklahoma, which is a suburb of Tulsa, Oklahoma. So Greenwood in basically Tulsa, Oklahoma, there was a place that we call Black Wall Street. It's called Black Wall Street. Now, let me just tell you, I won't be educating you on all of it. It's just a thought process for us tonight. Black Wall Street in Greenwood has a lot of history, and you're not going to read it in the history books. It's not taught in school, but it is the truth. So if you Google it, you'll find the truth. It's everywhere. You can even call the city of Tulsa and talk to the mayor's office. They'll tell you that it really happened. So here's what Black Wall Street was. On May 31st, 1921, there is a community of Black people that were segregated, obviously, by Jim Crow. There were 100,000 Black people living in this town. 100,000 Black people, according to the Cultural Center. It had, listen to what this town had, Greenwood. It had homes, it had luxury shops, 21 restaurants, 30 grocery stores, a hospital with over 30 doctors in it, a savings and loan bank, a post office, 3 hotels, jewelry and clothing stores, 2 movie theaters, a library, pool hall, a bus and cab service company, and a nationally recognized school system, 6 private airplanes they owned, and 2 black newspapers. Amazing. Greenwood was an amazing place. Literally hundreds of millions of dollars of wealth was built there by these citizens of Greenwood. These are black people, And because they were bringing their wealth together, they were working together, this mindset of building wealth was amazing. And this all happened between 1890, stay with me, this all happened between 1890 and 1921. Right. So this is what happened at Black Wall Street. Just like any other incident, there's something that happens where a black man was accused of looking at a white woman. So they came in this town. They came into Greenwood. Listen to me. Listen to me. They looted the banks. It was a riot. They ran through the city. They took all the money out of the banks. They took all the equipment out of the hospitals. They took everything they wanted out of the libraries. They shot over 300 people documented, shot them, killed them, hung them, women, men, and children. They burned the whole town down, burnt it down, burnt down the hospitals, burnt down the libraries, burnt down everything. You talk about a riot and you talk about throwing bricks against buildings. This was black people, ex-slaves. They, in that little town of 100,000 people, they had like a $10 billion economy. It was amazing. It was an amazing place to be. They lived a rich life. And that's the words they used about Black Wall Street. We were rich. We were rich. We were rich. Now, because I'm using this story tonight for Black Wall Street, I believe that you and I, regardless of who we are, regardless of what our nationality is, regardless of what our skin color is, regardless of where we are in our life, that ability to become rich is in us. That ability to become rich is in us. I hope you believe that. Now, don't believe what I just said about Greenwood or Black Wall Street. Don't believe it. Look it up on anything. Look it up on Ask, on Bing, on Yelp, on Google, wherever you got to find it. Get a book. Don't trust me. Go to your library and you can read it for yourself. These people were rich, and they all were rich. All of them. There was nobody there that was homeless. There was nobody there that didn't possess all they needed. There was nobody there that was subjugated. There was nobody there. There was no crime. They walked around with their doors open. Everybody had something to live from. And they say in their articles, we were rich. Let me tell you something that's really disturbing about this. Some people are told all the time not to riot and don't tear down property and all these other things, right? Businesses are very important, but sometimes you can learn how to destroy a city by your history, right? And there's a history now, read it for yourself. There's a history documented of over 50 towns like Greenwood being destroyed in the same way. In the middle of the night, burn it down, shoot everybody, and take the possessions of that place. That is the history, unfortunately, in our nation. There are 50 documented towns like that were looted, that people were murdered, and all their possessions were taken. Are we together? Right? But here's the kicker. It's the belief that there were over 300 towns that this happened to, like Rosewood in Florida, and places in North and South Carolina, and in Mississippi, in Alabama, that these little towns that were developing wealth so fast, they were creating so many rich people, more than their counterpart society. They were developing and making people rich. They were making their neighbors rich. They were making their neighbors rich, and they weren't fighting about it. They weren't complaining about it. They did it on purpose. So what am I saying? You and I, we have the right to be rich. Now, I've said rich a million times, so I better be talking about what we're talking about tonight. Thank y'all for coming in. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, text somebody, because I want to blow this out of the water. I want you to focus with me tonight. At the day of me taping this, there's a lot going on around us. There's a lot going on around us. There's a lot going on around us. But you can't get rich and you can't be wealthy if you keep paying attention to everything going on around you. You're going to have to focus. You got to focus right now. So stick with me, right? Wealth. So let me describe it. Wealth is what we're after. And wealth is relationships, right? Access, talk back to me, health, and riches. What is wealth? What is wealth? Let's be clear. I don't want anybody going to say, Pastor Martin thinks everybody should be rich. Well, I do, but I want to make sure I describe what rich is, okay? What is wealth? Relationships. Access. What is it? Health. What is it? Riches. Riches is the last one. It's the smallest one. Your relationships are very important. Access, super important. Your health, super important. And riches is a byproduct of the other three. If you have all the other three, you can get rich. And even if you lose your money and possessions and you have the three, you can be restored. A man or woman who loses all their money, loses their house, loses their business, as long as he or she has relationships, the same access, and they can live long enough, they'll do it again. They'll do it again. They'll do it again. They'll get all the money, all the possessions, all the property, everything back. Sometimes if you live long enough, you gain even more than you lost, right? That's how this universe works. That's how it was set up. That's what the proverbial God of the universe, that's what he wants for you, right? So now, if riches is the last one, why do we need to be rich? Why do we need to be rich? Why do we need to even talk about being rich? By the way, you can put this in your notes. If they back then created rich people, if they did it in Black Wall Street, if they did it in North Carolina, they did it in Mississippi, they did it in Alabama, they did it in Georgia, they did it in Texas, they did it in Florida, right? If they could do that in Tennessee, if they could do that in all these places where all these slaves were released and they were left alone and they built wealth and wealth for one another, if they can do it, we can do it ourselves. So what I'm looking for right now is just a few people. I don't care who you are, where you're from, what you think. I'm just telling you, I'm looking for a few people who will simply say, we need to build again. We need to build wealth again. We need to make people rich again. We need to give people options again. We need to open doors for people to become wealthy without shame, without apology, and without explanation. I believe that strongly with all my heart. And I'm telling you right now, don't try to convince me. Don't send me no ignorant email, no phone calls. I'm not listening to you. I'm not listening to you when it comes to wealth. If you don't think I'm supposed to be wealthy, if you don't think I'm supposed to be rich, I just don't have time to talk to you, right? And I'm encouraging the rest of you, don't talk to people who are ignorant and silly about money and possessions. You know, you just have to love them, help them, and hire them later because their minds aren't working like your mind is working. I think I'm making sense, right? So now let's make sure you're on. Now, I want to also tell you, those of you who are looking, that's why I like YouTube. I don't really know who's looking, but there are people watching us right now who are part of they're part of my world. They are consultants, friends, and family. They're in Dream Life. They're part of what we're building in Dream Life so that we can build a culture of wealth, a culture of riches, a culture of health. That's where I'm building this culture. That's why I'm so proud to have 35 of you watching me on YouTube. That's just beautiful because my goal is only 70 families. I believe with 70 families, if we can do this, if we can build a pattern of making people wealthy, causing them to be very wealthy and releasing riches on the earth, I believe we'll have our We'll have our, what do you want to call it? We'll have our culture, our petri dish. We'll have our systems down. And if we can do that, I believe we can help millions of people all over the world. So you can go to dreamlife.com, check us out, give Jenna an email or one of the consultants. They may be on here. The consultants that are on there, they can just type in, hey, I'm a consultant with Dream Life. If you want to be wealthy, you're looking to be rich, come and join our family. We would love you. We would love for you to join our family. Okay, so here it is. Riches now, riches, here's the definition. Riches is money and possessions that you need. Money and possessions that you need to live a full and accomplished life. What are riches? Money and possessions that you need personally to live a full and accomplished life. In other words, everybody's definition of rich is different. Some people only need $100,000 a year to be rich because of their desire and goals. Some need $1 million. Some need $2 million. Some need to be billionaires. Some need more than that, right? Because of the assignment called on their life, because of what they're supposed to do in the world. They need more money, more land, more property. They need more than others because you have to come up with your own definition of what rich means. Rich means different things to different people. Totally different things to different people. And you have to know. And that's why you might need to be in relationship with us so we can help you find out what you really desire. Because riches is totally equivalent to your desire. And if you don't really know, I'm not talking about what you want, but if you really don't know what you desire, you'll never find out what will make you rich. How much money do you need? How much land do you need? How many cars do you need? Do you need an airplane? Do you need an airplane because your destiny calls you to something? Do you need a 1,000 square foot apartment or 10,000 square foot house? Matches your desire. See what I'm saying? So rich, the definition of rich is what do you need to have an accomplished life? How much do you need to fulfill the dream, to do what you believe you're assigned to do? How much money, how much land, how much whatever do you need? And I've said it 5 times now. How much do you need, right? Because other people may need something different from you to live an accomplished life. Now, because there's so much going on around me and I'm passionate about it, and in my mind, I'm sort of pushing it away right now so that I can have this conversation with you. But there's a lot of stuff happening around me right now I'm really upset about. I don't like it at all. It is so distracting. It's like, what is really happening? Some things that would make me give up right now or cause me to just go in a corner and say, this life is not worth living. I just give up. Whatever happens, happens. Those kind of days come. But because I made up my mind, I've decided to live a fulfilled life. I made up my mind to live a fulfilled, accomplished life. I plan to die with everything I was assigned to do done. I plan to go to heaven, into the afterlife, whatever you call it. When I go there, I want everything that was given to me to do on earth before I die. And I can't walk up to something I want to do and it costs money. I can't walk up and pray about it. I can't walk up and pray about a business. I can't walk up. I mean, I can, but at the end of the day, I got to buy equipment. I have to rent or buy a building. I got to have all this stuff. I got to have employees. My employees do not want me to send them a letter of thanks at the end of the week. That ain't what they want. They want a paycheck. For the building that I own, they do not want to hear from me an email that says, God bless you for the building. No, the people I owe for that building want what? Money. I have to have money to complete my assignment. I must write it down. I have to have money to complete my assignment. I can't be around here begging and trying to figure out where to get it from and mad at other people who have money and they won't give me any. I can't live my life that way. No. And it won't be an excuse when I meet the one that created me and gave me stuff to do. I can't go before the ultimate creator and say in the end, I didn't get that done. I wish I could have got it done. Bob, I wanted Bob or Joanne. What? They should have given me the money. I asked for them the money to do it, so it's their fault. No, it's going to be my fault because of how I saw money or how I didn't see money. Why I did not possess the land. Why? What's going on in my head that I don't know that I was born to be rich and I have a right to be as rich as my desire. Write it down. I have a right to be as rich as my desire. I have a right to be as rich as my dream. I have a right to be as rich as to what I'm assigned to do. I have a right to be as rich as the children I have. I have as much right to be rich as the things I'm supposed to accomplish that I'm responsible for. I have a right to it. It is impossible to give a person the assignment and the expectation that they could fulfill it if I don't give them the proper tools they need to fill it. And money, that's all it is. It's a tool. It's a tool. It's a tool to accomplish my life. I need to have a great body. I need money to buy the right food. I need rest. I need to have the right bed and the right environment so that I don't have to be worried about people bringing into my house all the time so I can go to sleep. If my wife and my children aren't happy, I'm not going to be happy. So I need money to situate us. I love to give. I can't give something that doesn't belong to me. If I steal from you and give it to my church or give it to my friends, I've stolen it. I need it myself. I need to possess riches. The only way I can distribute riches is if I have riches. I think I'm getting through to you, aren't I? Yeah. I'm getting through to you. I think you're listening. Thumbs up now. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe. Share with your friends because we only have a few more minutes here. So let me write down some things. Write down these things for you. If you're not rich, all you'll do in life is respond to it. If you're not rich, you'll just respond. You will roll with the punches. So every time there's a new wave, you'll just roll with the new wave. The wind is blowing you this way, and the wave is making you move that way. You'll just wake up, and once the waves stop, you go, oh, I'm so glad there are no more emergencies. Till the next emergency comes, and you're just going with the motions, living your life that way. Before you know it, you go from 12 to 85, and that's all you've been doing your whole life, rolling with the punches. Whatever happens, I respond. I just respond to it. Without money, I'm in a thumbs up on YouTube. I'm in a thumb. You've already given me thumbs up. Okay. Without money, you can't respond. But with money, you can act. Even if everyone else is not eating, even if everyone else is losing their home, even if everyone else is falling apart, if you have money, you can simply act. You don't have to respond. Response to life, to this stuff that's happening around us, response to life proves you don't have any money. If you had any money, you could divorce yourself. If you had 25 houses and they took one, you just move into another one. See, it's this part of your wealth empowers you to complete assignment. Here's a few things I'll tell you. You might write this down. It's not possible to live a complete life without money. You can't live a complete life without money. You can't become who you were sent here to be without money, without riches. Whoever you were sent here to be needs to be rich. That person that was created in the space you're in right now. That person that's in the real you inside, that soul we were talking about, right? Spirit, mind, soul, body. That spirit that was sent here was rich when it came. You're not looking for riches. You are riches. You already are it. There's just something that's happening in your head that's not allowing you to live a rich life. If it's the church you go to, the movies you watch, the friends you have, you're going to have to divorce a lot of stuff to become rich. Yes. You're going to have to leave some places. You're going to have to leave some people. You're going to have to stop reading some stuff. I would not go to a church if the pastor doesn't believe I can be rich. I'm tired. I don't want no dead sermons about waiting to heaven and walking on streets of gold with some shoes on. No, I'm living here now. There's absolutely no way I should be walking around without shoes on. I don't need an offering from you. That's not what I'm after tonight. I just want you to understand that you were designed to be rich. You are designed to be healthy. You're designed to be in relationships. You're designed to have access to powerful things. And you also need to be able to write big, fat checks to your wife, your husband, your children, the people you love, your church, your charities. You need to be able to give land away. You need to be able to inspire. You need to be able to build buildings. You need to be able to do movies. You need to be unhindered in fulfilling your assignment. And that takes money. You can't develop your soul without money. You got to have money to buy books. You got to have money to relax, take vacations. You got to have money to develop, to read, to buy subscriptions. I invest hundreds of dollars a month in what I read, what I learn. It takes money. You need to be rich. Let's just settle that, right? Couple more here. You need things to fulfill others. You need money to fulfill the dreams of others. You want your children to study at school, but they're eating the wrong food. You want your children to love mom or dad, and you want them to love you, but you can't. Love is an expression when it's given. Love is an expression when it's given. Love is an expression when people can see that you love them, feel that you love them. And it takes money to buy those gifts, buy those comforts. Money. Am I helping you tonight? You have the right to be rich. Watch this now. There is an assignment on your life that will take money. You were not designed to beg. You were not designed to even toil. You were designed to work. You weren't designed to beg. You weren't designed to toil. You were simply designed to work. And when you're rich, you can go to work for someone who's not paying you anything. When you're rich, you can go and volunteer at the dog pound. When you're rich, you can go and volunteer at Red Cross. When you're rich, you can go home and stay with your mother because she's ill for 10 or 15 years and take care of her yourself. When you're rich, you can take care of your mom. You can make sure there's a nurse in the house. Your mom gets to die in the house that she built with a nursemaid that stays with her 24 hours a day. And you can live in the house with her. Shoot, you can build a whole big room just for you to live with your mom when you're rich. You can do whatever's in your heart when you're rich. And the desires of your heart are supposed to be fulfilled. Yes, I'm saying it. And you can tell anybody I'm saying it. This is not one of those things you're going to change my mind on. I just spent today hours with people that if they had money, how they're responding to what's going on around them would be different. But they're not rich. And my goal is for all of us to be rich, like Black Wall Street. 100,000 people and not one of them are poor. Not one. 100,000 people and none of them are poor. 100,000 people in 1921 and not one of them is poor. What? That's beautiful. Now you got somebody to go on vacations with. You got somebody to fish with. You're surrounded by rich people. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. That's my desire. I don't know what yours is. Couple more here. Watch this. You should not be satisfied. I think this is Mr. Waddles who said this. You should not be satisfied with the little. if you have the capacity to have more. If you're giving away to society, if you're a blessing to people, if you're helping people, why would you say that's enough? That's enough when you could use more. When you can use more of riches, more land, more opportunities, more investments, more dollars, more gold, more silver. If you can use more, you're not a hoarder. You're not a hoarder. You're giving it away. You're helping people. You're building industry. You're creating jobs. You're opening up opportunities for people. That's what riches are for. And if you can handle more, if you can use more properly, if you can be a good steward of more, then you should be ready to receive more. That's what I'm saying to you tonight. Go ahead and be rich. Come on, write it down in your notes. Write it down in your notes, not even in the chat. Write it down in your notes on your phone or wherever. Write it down right now and say, I should not be satisfied with little if I can have more. If I can have more, I shouldn't be satisfied with what I have. I'm content, but not satisfied. I'm content. If you never give me anything more, if I never earn another dime, I'm content. I'm rich right now. But if there's more I can use, I can be industrious with more, then I want more. Absolutely. Yeah. Who doesn't? You should. You can only give what belongs to you. There is something abnormal about the person who doesn't want more. Something abnormal there. Your riches are compared to your desire. If you have a desire for something, that means that the money and the riches to create that thing or to buy that thing or possess that thing already exists. This is what I'm telling you. It already exists. If there's anyone who's upset with this, I get it, but I'm not really here to make you upset. I'm here to show you everything is designed for you. Now, here's what I want to ask you. Put it in the chat for me. Answer this question. I mean, be truthful. I want you to finish this statement. Finish this statement. Here's my statement today. If I were rich, I could what? If I were rich, I could what? Answer that. If I were rich, I could. If I were rich, I could. Put it in the chat. If I were rich, I could what? I could what? Think about it. If I were rich, I could pay off my house. If I were rich, I could what? Put it in chat. I need you to write it there. If I were rich, if I were rich, I could what? I could give more away. If I was rich, I could take a vacation. If I was rich, I could hire more people. If I was rich, there you go. There you go. I see some of y'all now. Yeah, this law of use by Mr. Waddles. It's the law. Thanks, Jenna. It's the law of use. If I can use it, I should have more of it, right? If I were rich, I would have influence, and to influence the current state of affairs regarding race in America. If I were rich, I could buy land and create sustainable, self-reliant communities. Come on, y'all, talk to me. If I were rich, Miss Hadley says, I could change my city. If I were rich, I could create jobs. If I were rich, Carl says, I could make great investments. See, this is what I'm talking about, people. If I was rich, I could be debt-free, I could give, and I could invest. If I were rich, Tina says, I could own multiple studios. See, this is what I'm talking about, people. Listen, let me tell you, rich, you got to stop running from this idea of being rich. I know you. I know you. If I were rich, I could give more, create opportunities. If I were richer, somebody says I'm already rich, but if I were richer, I could create and influence new world systems that are commonwealth. Come on. If I was rich, I could fund my family's dreams, forget mine. If I had more than I have now, I could turn my family onto their dreams. If I were, it's not possible to live a complete life. Okay, you keep it up with, hey, Elaine, come on now. If I were rich, I could be a philanthropist. Jesus. If I were rich, I could buy land and real estate and definitely pay all of my family's debt. Y'all, come on. I would change the education system. Deanna says, I would change. If I was rich, I would change the education system. Do you see what I'm saying? There is a man who became a trillionaire during the pandemic and then sent a rocket to space and then took over NASA. NASA, took it over, Elon Musk. He's rich and he's doing what his heart's desire. And it should be the same for you. You should live in your heart's desire and help people. You not only have a right to be rich, but you're rich right now. Right there where you sit, stand, lie in the bed, you're already rich. So let me give you these 7 things. I want to spend most of my time convincing you. You have a right to it. You were born to be rich, and you were born rich. When the Creator sent you here, it means that everything you need to accomplish why you were sent, it is here. Every ounce of silver, every ounce of gold, every plot of land, every relationship, it's already here. You are rich, which is the 4th leg of wealth. You're already that. Here we go quickly. Number 1, what do you need to do? Change your mind about poverty. Poverty is not your friend. Number 1, change your mind about poverty. Poverty is not your friend. It's nobody's friend. Lack is nobody's friend. Number 2, deal with anything in you that loves money, because it won't work if you love money. If you love money, this won't work at all. So deal with that. Acknowledge it. I have a love for money. I have a love for money. If you have a love for money, you won't serve the world with the money you get. Right? You got me? Number 3, never compare, brag, or apologize. Never compare yourself to someone else. I want to be rich like him. She's richer than me. I'm jealous. I don't have enough compared to him. Never compare. Never brag. Never put other people down because you have more than them. Don't do that. The laws will work against you every time. And never apologize to someone and say, well, you think you're rich. Well, I do. That's the goal. Why don't you let me help you become rich, right? Don't apologize for it to anyone. If you have to ignore them, ignore them. Number 4, determine your number of wealth and riches. How much money do you need for your current desire? How much money? I would create a place to educate people on how to change their lives using what God has already put inside them. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. These are the reasons why you should go to Creator of the universe. There's somebody who created you. As weird as you are, you were created. You were thought of, you were planned, you were given birth, and you were sent. You didn't happen to be here. You were sent here. Even if I don't like you, people don't like you, don't understand you. Got nothing to do with it. You were sent by an ultimate creator. And everything you're supposed to do here is already funded. It's already funded. You just got to get to work doing it, living out of your desire. It's all there. But how much money do you need? What's the number? Well, I need $3 billion. What would you do with it? What would you do with $3 billion? Let me give you some advice on this number 4. Determine your number of riches now. How much would it take for you to be rich now? How much would it take for you to fulfill the dream in your head right now? Not 10 years from now, not next week, because this is what's going to happen. If you say, I need to be a millionaire to be rich, the universe, the God who created it, the creator who created everything, is going to take you through that desire in your head, and you're going to have $1 million. It's going to happen. There's no way it won't happen if you're focused on desire. Once you get to $1 million, that dream's going to expand. You're going to see yourself doing more. Now you need $3 million, right? You need $3 million to be rich. So now you're going to get $3 million, but never exaggerate. Don't go straight to the $3 million, because that $3 million is out of your reach. You don't have a plan to use it. You don't have a way to use it. You're at $1 million. Just be honest. This is my number of riches. This is how much net worth I need to do what's in my head right now. And as that increases over time, let it increase. But don't exaggerate. Exaggerating will cancel the first step for you. Am I making sense? Going too far, I need $10 billion. Well, for what? To help people. How would you do that? What's the infrastructure? Is there really a need for that? That $10 billion you say you need cancels your first million. That may be where you need to start. Now, this is so good because I learned it. I learned this one. Because what you can't, what's the word? What you don't have the capacity to use breaks a law. Write it down. What I don't have the capacity to use breaks a universal law. And because I can't use it, it's called abuse. Abnormal use. And because I'm in my head, I would be abnormally using it or abusing it. Everything the creator created will make sure that money runs from me. Make sure the land runs from me. Make sure the deals run from me, because I'm in abuse in my mind. So stick to what the number is now. Whatever that dollar sign is now for the dream, ask for that. Right? Don't break the law. Write it down. Don't break the law. It don't matter. Don't break the law. Black Wall Street, what they did was they didn't break the law. In Covington, they didn't break the law. In Atlanta, they didn't break the law. In Mississippi and Jackson at the time, they didn't break the law. In Florida and Rosewood, watch the movie Rosewood, they didn't break the law. They all became wealthy. They made sure everybody was wealthy. It was peaceable. Righteousness and justice prevailed because everybody lived under the same law. Nobody coveted. Nobody was jealous. Nobody stole from one another, right? Everybody had plenty. You don't want to break the law. Don't break that law. Don't get weird and have these number signs and dollars behind them, and you're not using what you got right now appropriately. I said enough, right? So now, number 5, use what you got right now appropriately. Whatever you have now. Whatever you have now. Okay, this is going to be weird, so hang on. Hang on. You want to treat, even if it's not enough, you don't think. Treat the money you have as if it's a dry leaf. Florence Scovel Shinn, I think, said this. She said, treat the money you have like it's a dry leaf and you own millions of acres of forest land full of trees. What does she mean? Don't pinch the little bit you got, because you're telling the creator that created you and created everything for you. You're telling the creator that you don't have enough, which will return to you that you will not have enough. But if you treat that dollar bill in your wallet like a dried up leaf, if you need something, you pay for it. I need a car. I need a meal. I need to buy some shoes for my child. I need to pay tuition. Treat it like just pay for what you need to pay for. That tells creator, oh, they're in the zone that they're using what they have properly. Now they can have more. But if you're misusing it, if you're abusing it, again, then you lock yourself into a place. Next, choose a wealth mentor. Choose someone you trust that can tell you what to do, a wealth mentor. Make sure they're wealthy. Choose a wealth mentor. Become a consultant, pay your consultant, be whoever you got to be with. Pay them so that they can help to shape your mind, help you find out what you really desire, not what you want, but what you really desire. What do you really desire? They'll teach you how to tap into that desire, and now riches will just start to come to you. But you need a wealth mentor. Next, 2 more. Only listen to information that supports your wealth theory. Don't read a magazine. Don't watch a TV program. Don't go to a church. Don't go to a movie. Don't read a book. Don't allow any influence that knocks the wealth and riches idea out of your head. Don't have any relationships with it. Don't have any relationships with people. Don't do it. 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 Cancel every subscription. Cancel every friend. Cancel every neighbor. Cancel every movie. Cancel every book. If any adverse ideas come into your head that are different from you being rich, divorce yourself from that idea. Now, I'm not saying divorce yourself from a husband or a wife. I'm saying from that idea, you want to divorce yourself. Because anything contrary to that coming in your mind, like money is the root of all evil. No, the love of money is the root of all evil. You know, you can't go to heaven if you're rich, because it's hard for the camel to go through the eye of a needle when he's loaded down with riches. See, that's ignorance having babies and growing itself and multiplying, right? Right? That eye going through the camel, the eye of the needle, only means that when you bring your camel to a new city, at the end of the day, that camel has to crawl through the gate. If you don't know, have a camel that, because they shut the big gate and there's only a little gate that's big enough for a door for a man to walk in. So for that camel to come in, you have to unload your riches. You have to unload your riches, put them inside the gate. You got to take them off your camel, put them inside the gate. Then your camel crawls through. This is a depiction of heaven. All of your riches go to heaven. They come from heaven, they go back to heaven. They come from God, they go back to God. So when you're going to live in this life, you can't bring your camel and all its riches into any place. You have to take your riches off and realize and acknowledge, I didn't create this. This came from someone else. This is not my money. I'm a steward of these riches. These riches were given to me not to hoard. These riches were given to me to express my life in every measure. Am I making sense at all? So when we hear poverty teaching from poverty friends and poverty environments, including churches, I pray every day, please God, don't let me be ignorant in what I'm saying to people, especially about this. I just know you're born to be rich. Now, lastly, meditate on your desire. Watch this. Last one. Meditate on your desire. Get that desire so fixed in your subconscious mind that you start to live in it. If you see yourself developing an education system, that's how you're going to go to sleep tonight. I wish I had time to show you how. Go to sleep tonight in your education experience, whether it's online or in a building. Go to sleep there. Go to sleep there. Accept it as a reality. If you're on a 150-acre ranch and you got people flying in from all over the world to be mentored by you, and you just have this wonderful experience for them to experience your riches so that they can learn how to be rich, go to sleep there. Well, Martin, I can't do that. I live in a trailer. Don't mouth about that trailer. The trailer is your rich place right now. Go to sleep in that trailer, but go to sleep in your mansion on the lake. Go to sleep writing checks. Go to sleep as you're meditating, saying yes to your spouse and your children. Go to sleep, bring in cakes and pies and sandwiches at your last day of work where you work and say, I just wanted to bless all you guys. I'm leaving. Go to sleep in that rich place. Go to sleep rich. Wake up rich. Put rich stuff around you. Invest in stuff that makes you feel rich. If that $10 pair of socks, which is $9 more than the sock you would buy, the $1 sock, but if there's something about that $10 pair of socks that just makes you feel rich, buy the $10 pair of socks. Because what you feel, you become. When you feel it, it means your emotions are tied to it. It means your blood pressure is going up. Your dopamine is being released in your brain. And dopamine talks to the universe. You're training yourself to feel rich. You may have a dust bucket as a car, but you feel richer when it's clean. Clean it, wash it, feel rich. Meditate on that desire. Meditate on that desire to write checks to your children. Meditate on that desire that when your children get married, you pay the down payment on their house. Meditate on it. Even if you ain't got a penny, just meditate on it. And let me promise you this. I can promise you this. We teach people this. We teach people this in our manual, our Desired Results program, the 6-month program that we help people figure out what they really want and how to meditate on it. As soon as you become it here and here, when you become it, everything around you begins to cooperate with that desire that's in you. Here's what my favorite book says. My favorite book says, I will give you the desires of your heart. And when you wrap your mind around this culture of being rich, riches become attracted to you. Opportunities, relationships, investment, money, property, possessions, coins, rare books, right? All of this becomes attracted to you because now you're in the position to be rich. Wow. Are we clear tonight? You were born rich. You have a right to be rich. There's not one person that was sent to this earth by Creator. There's not one person that he sent here that wasn't sent here to be rich. All of us were sent to be rich. Every one of us. I'm going to have 2 sessions on this one just because I know I fight in people's minds. Because most of us don't know a rich person. We don't know a rich person. We don't have a rich person as our friend. We don't have a rich person that can show us how to live in it. And I'm gonna show you how to create riches in the next one. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Okay, do something for me. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. There's a thumbs up button. There's a thumbs up button right underneath this. It has a thumb up, and then there's one next to it with a thumb down. Please give me the thumbs up. Give me the thumbs up right here. It helps me on YouTube. I'll be putting this up when it comes up tomorrow. I'll send a link out to everyone so that folks can they can go ahead and go to this particular video. That's the hope that we're trying to get done here. It'll be a blessing to me if you do that. All right. So now, are we clear? Are we clear on being rich? Are we clear on being rich? If you were sent here to be rich, I'm in your face, I know. If you were sent here to be rich, is it proper and normal for you not to be? I believe it's abnormal for you not to be rich. I think something's wrong. And there's no, okay, if it were me, there's nothing wrong with the universe. There's nothing wrong with God. It's got to be something wrong with my thinking and my heart. So I'm going to change what I think so that everything that I need to be rich, all of my relationships that give me access, anything that's keeping me from health, and anything that's keeping me from money and possessions, I want to deal with it. I have to deal with that. You have to deal with it too, right? So let's get rich together. Let's become wealthy together. Let's help one another become wealthy. Let's not be jealous of one another because we want to be wealthy. Let's encourage those that are, look at these people in the chat. Look at these people in the chat. The next time you see them, treat them like they're already rich because they are. They are. And in the next 12 months, or because I'm coming up with a program called Wealth in a Decade, that in the next few weeks, in the next few months, in the next few years, they're going to be so wealthy that their richness will change situations around them. They will stop responding to the world and they will start acting upon their own instincts. They'll start acting in the areas where they care. They'll start acting about what they hate. They'll start acting about stuff that makes them want to cuss. They'll start acting about stuff they love. They'll start acting about and for people that they carry in their hearts. They won't have to pray about it. They won't have to think about it. They won't have to be concerned about it. They'll just be able to act. So let's be rich together. I love y'all so much. This has been the Monday Moment. I got to change this thing since we've been spending an hour together. But this is your Monday Moment. And I love you. Bless you. To the King, everybody. To the rich King. And now you're a rich king and you're a rich queen. All right. We'll see you next time on Monday Moment.